Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the School Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 26th of October 2024. Now, apologies on this one being a little bit later than usual. Again, it's just everything's sort of been falling by the wayside as of late. I've been trying to get myself back into rhythm and it is kind of difficult. Just with everything going on outside of the whole thing with YouTube, just doing all the football and all the other stuff along the sides. It's been a challenging little bit of time, but I'm trying to get back into the rhythm. But we will be back into it soon enough. But yeah, so talking about the stadium. So one of the big ones at the moment is the activation of the lights around the stadium. Now, I've been past of an evening and actually seen them proper, like up close and everything. And I will say they are very impressive, but my only little bit of a gripe at the moment is just the fact that they're a little bit more spotlighty rather than actually spread out and more consistent. It would be nice if they are angled up, and I have it on good authority that they are actually going to be adjusted. So from what I've been told is, rather than them just being little spotted lights and it's just sort of like a little bit of a line across the bottom, it's going to actually be tilted upwards a little bit, so the light's going to sort of hit the bottom half more proper, and it's going to be a little bit more spread out and a bit more consistent across the line. Likewise with the West Ham when they get theirs activated eventually. But yeah, overall though, they do look amazing, and apparently they can actually be changed, so the colour can actually be changed. So let's say for argument's sake we're having a fight night and it's someone in say blue shorts and another person in green shorts. We can actually have it where it's half blue, half green, or even a blue-green sort of dotted mesh. They can do other things with them, make it look different, so that's something that'll be interesting to see when the time does come. I mean, hell, if they really wanted to do it, so let's say there's a Merseyside derby, you could have one half blue, one half red. I know I'm probably going to get bashed in the comment section for that, but hey, I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, so going over the Fan Plaza now. Everything's pretty much done and dusted with the Fan Plaza. I'm only going around here more down to the fact that it's just consistency. Anything that stands out, we can actually look at, point out, and have a little talk about it. One thing though that does actually come to mind is, at the time I was actually going to see the lights around the stadium, I did see the Fan Plaza ones, and my only gripe with them, I seem to have a lot of gripes, I do. But one of my only things with them is more the fact that they don't seem that bright. Honestly, they don't seem that bright. They look like halogen bulbs that are in them, and they just don't seem to really light up the Fan Plaza all that much. Now, I understand it's still a building site and everything, and they're probably not finished with them. But I feel like nice, cool white LEDs would be a lot more beneficial for that area, because that would actually be nice and well lit then at that point. But overall though, Fan Plaza is looking absolutely spot on. But yeah. Also, so as we're going over the South Stand, one thing to mention, if you go and check out Nick, who does Mr. Drone UK, check out his video for the night time around the stadium and have a look at the South Stand. Because they've actually got lights in here and they look absolutely perfect. So the way they've got it lit out, so inside that mezzanine there, where all the concession stuff is and all that, they got that well lit. And they've also got a decent spread of white light at the back with like a blue trim light across all the areas and everything. It looks just absolutely magnifique. It is absolutely spot on. And talking about spot on, the stadium itself is looking so close now. Looking over the South Stands, you can see that they've got all the planters going full speed ahead with them. If I'm not mistaken, well, they're actually more like windbreakers. I was going to mention about the trees should be spreading further along, but no, that's not actually the case. I think all the trees are planted now. I was looking at the little cross sections there, and they're more just like a bit of a windbreaker. But yeah, other than that though, the side cladding as well. So the side cladding is all pretty much done and dusted on the South Stand on the southeast corner. They've got a couple of pieces still to come here that you can see on the southwest corner, but there's really nothing to complain about. It is looking spot on over here. You can actually see one of the falcons actually flying there as well. I think one of the falcons was on the floor. You can actually see his bird there flying over the water. Not the white one in the corner. There was a small black one. But yeah. Sorry, this one's a little bit. It's a bit of a ragged one. I've got notes here, but they don't really cover the entire span of when I'm going over certain parts of the stadium. So yeah, so going over the west stand, I do try and do things a little bit different here. So we actually have a little look at the car park as well. So the car parking area, we can see a nice little bit of work going on there. So pretty much, I'm just a little curious what's going on there. I'm assuming there's going to be a tarmac layer going over that. I'm just curious what the brown layer is there. The 2 brown lines running across it. I'm assuming that's a base layer and there's going to be more getting put on, or that might be the next layer up. If anyone knows about that one, please put it in the comments below. I would actually seriously appreciate that. Looking over at the media gantry as well. So the media gantry is looking rather nice there, nice and finished. Again, I do feel like that would benefit from like a little roof or something. But to be honest though, with it being like a little mini server sides and everything like that, you can understand them not really putting too much into it. Especially with passive cooling, with the airflow going through it. That's probably more beneficial not having a roof. But as we get closer now over to the west stand, you can actually see the progress that they've done. So right now you can actually see that in the beginning stages of actually getting the lights in. Actually, not the beginning stages, it's probably well into it at the moment. But you can see like little struts there. You can actually see them getting them put in. So those would be interesting as well. That'd be really nice actually. If you're traveling through into Liverpool across using one of the ferries, seeing the stadium on the water glowing a nice royal blue would look absolutely spot on. But yeah, other than that, I'm not seeing an awful lot really. The main things at the moment is more just the grip tape being put into the stairs, as well as the decking pieces being put on the waterfront piece. I will say though that it would be, I can't wait for the summer. I can't wait for the summer when we actually go into there, because I would love to just go over there, sit there, and just look over and seeing everything. It's going to be nice, because it's 3 long years of seeing this all develop from being a literal wet hole in the ground to what it is now. But yeah, there's not too much to mention going to the north side. I haven't really had much in terms of information in regards to this one. If I was to just basically eyeball it, the main thing that I see is they'll just work as usual in this regard. If anyone can actually mention anything that's going on in the north stand here, that would be really greatly appreciated. But yeah, one thing as well, this is a little bit off topic, but apparently Freaking Group, once they actually buy Everton, apparently they want to actually buy Nelson Dock next to us. They mentioned that they want to give this as an opportunity for expansion. So let's say, for argument's sake, 10, 15 years down the line, we want to get more seats. The fan base is really growing and seat demand is just astronomical. They want to be able to have the ability to expand the stadium and, you know, bring it out by a good chunk. So that's something that they need to have a look at. And on top of that, they want to be able to actually build some bars and restaurants in Nelson Dock. I know this has been a bit to and fro. A few people have mentioned that they like the idea of having water on the Nelson Dock, as well as the water on the Mersey. And on top of that, it might make the south stand not look as good, not having the water reflection, and it kind of ruins the shape. But they could go about it in a very unique way, where they fill half of it in, and the water half that's closest to the stadium stays there, and then the other half gets concreted over. They can build some hotels, bars and restaurants and stuff like that, and they can expand in that sort of way. So yeah, so looking at the inside of the stadium right now, we can see that the seeding's not only been started, it's basically been completed. And you can see there that nice little grey mesh there. That's basically a protective cover to protect it pretty much from your typical elements and obviously birds. Because one thing the birds love to do, if you ever plant grass, anyone here has ever planted grass, like seeding grass and everything, the birds love to go for that stuff. And to be honest, I would say quite optimistically that we'll probably see in the next couple of weeks some greenery poking through. But on top of that as well, apparently there's no apparently about it, there's a guarantee. So there's a company called, what was the name of them again? Sisgrass, I believe it's called. So Sisgrass are a firm that actually specialise in planting artificial turf. So it's like, I mentioned this quite a while back. So they do like all the nylon threading and everything, so it helps hold the ground together, and you can actually feel the difference. Now, I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this one, but a few years back when I was in New Zealand, the stadium in my town over there called the AMI Stadium, they actually had this getting planted, and it does actually feel different. So you find that the turf feels a bit firmer. It's a much better feeling versus like your typical, like running on a field sort of grass turf. But I digress. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry this has been a bit of a ramble. I just hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. I know I'm definitely going to be enjoying the rest of my week. It's going to be a very busy week for me. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you again for watching. I hope you guys, again, have a great week. Take care, peace, and up the fucking toffees.